Hi everyone, I am Pooja Patil, Assistant Professor of Sweris College of Pharmacy. Today we are discussing about the optical properties of colloids. Colloidal dispersion are characterized by a clear scattering of a light by its particles. This property of colloid is helpful in clarifying shape and size of particle as well as molecular weight and structure of a substance. When the light strikes on the particle, it includes dipole in atoms or molecules. The propagation of light after striking a particle is called as scattering of light. The larger particle size of a colloidal particles gives more scattering of light. First property is Faraday's Tyndall effect. The scientist Tyndall is in 1869 observed that when a strong beam of light is passed through a true solution, it cannot be seen unless it is observed through the path of light. True solutions do not contain particles. Therefore, light scattering phenomenon is not observed. When beam of light is passed through a colloidal solution, it becomes visible as a bright stick. This phenomenon is called as Tyndall effect, and the path of light is called as a Tyndall cone. The beam of light in a colloidal solution is most visible when viewed against the dark background perpendicular to the incident beam. Here you can see the Tyndall effect. The source of light, the light passed through a filter from the true solution. In the true solution, the particles observed and the particle observed in a specific cone. That cone is known as a Tyndall cone, and the light is scattered around the particles. The magnitude of light scattering depends on the difference in between the refractive indexes of dispersed phase and dispersion medium. The difference is more in lyophilic colloid. The difference is more in case of lyophobic colloids. Therefore, Tyndall effect is well defined compared to the lyophilic colloid, where the particles are solvated and difference in refractive indexes is less. Following microscopes are used to observe a Tyndall effect. In that, first microscope is an ordinary light microscope, second is an ultra microscope, and third one is an electron microscope. First we can study the ordinary light microscope. A light microscope which uses visible light as a light source of radiation resolves particles separated by a distance of 1800 angstrom or more. The limitation of this microscope is that only the larger colloidal particles which fall in a size range are solvated. It has a little use in observing all of colloidal particles. Next microscope is a ultra microscope. The Tyndall effect has been used by the scientist Zsigmondy in 1903 in division of the ultra microscope. A strong beam of light is condensed by a system of lens and passed through the colloidal solution. The scattering light observed through a microscope which is placed at a right angle to incident beam. Here we can see the schematic scattering of light by the particle seen under the ultra microscope. Scattering of light by particle seen under ultra microscope. colloidal particle which cannot be seen by the ordinary light microscope, which is seen under the ultra microscope. The spots of light can be viewed for around or spherical particles which are moving randomly. The actual particles are not seen as they are very small, but light scattering by them can be seen. Next is a electron microscope. This microscope first developed in Germany in 1932 by James Hiller and Albert Prebus of Canada. The electron microscope, which is not limited by the power of optical lens and light, permits greater magnification and greater depth of focus than optical microscope and reveals more details of structure. The electron microscope works on the principle that the smaller is the wavelength if light incident greater the resolution power. In electron microscope, radiation source is a beam of high energy electrons of wavelength 0.1 angstrom. The focused beam passed through a film of colloidal solution. The beam is focused by electric or magnetic field on photographic plate. The image may be thrown on a fluorescent screen or may be photographed. This microscope has a high resolution power. It is possible to get picture of individual particles in a magnification order of 10,000. This microscope is used to find the size and shape of a colloidal particle of pigments, microbes, viruses as well as bacteria. Next property is kinetic properties. Brownian motion, in that 4 properties are includes: Brownian motion, diffusion, sedimentation, osmotic pressure and viscosity. These are the properties of colloidal dispersion are helpful for determination of stability of colloidal system. To study transport of colloidal particles and to identify colloidal dispersion and determine molecular weight of particles. First property is a Brownian movement. This concept first proposed by Robert Brown. Colloidal particles do not settle but are in a continuous motion due to their smaller size. This motion is due to movement of particle. This motion arises due to the uneven distribution of collision between the colloidal particles and the solvent molecules. When a sol, that is dispersed phase, is solid and dispersion medium is a liquid, examined under a microscope, the suspended particles as a sharing speaks of light. By following individual particles, it is observed that particle is undergoing a constant rapid motion. The continuous rapid zigzag movement executed by a colloidal particle in a dispersion medium is called as a Brownian movement. Brownian motion arises as a kinetic theory. The colloidal particles possesses kinetic energy 1/2 mv square. As mean kinetic energy of the moving particle is proportional to the absolute temperature T, the kinetic energy is given by 1/2 mv square is equal to m1/2 kT, where K is a Boltzmann's constant. An important consequences of this relation is that particles mass increases, its velocity decreases, and gravitational force slowly starts influencing on the motion of particle. This put a particle upper limit on the size of the particles, which will display Brownian motion when its velocity is small. Brownian motion can be seen under ultra microscope. The suspended particles are seen under as a shining speaks of light. Increases in velocity of the dispersion medium by the addition of glycerin or any other viscosity enhancer decreases motion and finally stops the Brownian movement. In case of suspension, the suspended particles being very large, the probability of unequal bombardments diminishes. The force of molecules hitting the particle on the one side is cancelled by the force of collision occurring of the other side. Hence, suspended particles do not exhibit Brownian movement. Second property is the viscosity. Viscosity is nothing but the resistance to flow of a system under an applied stress. Many factors like particles, interaction with dispersion medium, shape and size, as well as molecular weight of particle affects viscosity of colloidal system containing spherical particles. The flow characteristic of colloidal solution are well explained by Einstein equation. The equation is eta is equal to eta 0 1 plus 2.5 psi, where eta and eta 0 are the viscosity of colloidal solution and dispersion medium, while psi is the volume of fraction is defined as ratio of volume of particle to the total volume of dispersion. It is equal to the concentration of particle in the dispersion. Psi is equal to Vp plus Vd, where Vp is the volume of particle, Vd is the volume of dispersion medium. By rearranging this equation, dynamic viscosity n sub is equal to eta dash is equal to eta 0 1 plus 2.5 psi. A relative viscosity, specific viscosity also determined by using these equations. Since the volume of fraction is equivalent to concentration, the relation between the viscosity and volume can be fraction written as summation eta sp divided by psi is equal to eta sp divided by concentration is equal to 2.5 is equal to k. Third property is a diffusion. Particle diffuses spontaneously from a region of higher concentration to a lower concentration region until distribution is achieved or uniform distribution throughout the medium. According to the Fick's first law, the rate of diffusion in time is expressed dm upon dt is equal to minus dA dc divided by dx, where dm is the mass of substance diffusing in time t at across sectional area A, dc divided by dx concentration gradient, and d means diffusion coefficient. The diffusion coefficient of dispersed material is related to the frictional coefficient f of the particles. Df is equal to kT, where k is the Boltzmann constant and T is the temperature. The fractional coefficient is given by F is equal to 6 pi eta r, where eta is the viscosity of dispersion medium and r is the radius of particles. The relation between radius of diffusion particle and its diffusion coefficient is given by Stokes-Einstein equation is T is equal to RT divided by 6 pi eta Rn, where K is equal to R divided by N. N is the Avogadro's number and R is the universal gas constant. Equation 4 indicates that value of D decreases with size of particle and viscosity of dispersion medium. Fourth property is sedimentation. Coarse dispersion like a suspension is less stable than the colloidal dispersion because of larger particle size of dispersed phase which settles under the influence of gravitational force. The velocity v of sedimentation of particle density p in a dispersion medium of a density p0 and viscosity eta 0 is given by Stokes' law, is written by v is equal to 2r square p minus p0 g 9 eta 0, where g is the acceleration due to gravity. The Stokes' law is applied to the particle larger than 0.5 micrometer. Colloidal particle always in a motion, their gravitational sedimentation is minimum. For sedimentation of colloidal particles, stronger force is required to be applied for particles to settle is called as a force of sedimentation. Next property is osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure of a colloidal solution is a colligative property useful in determination of molecular weight of dispersed phase. Van 't Hoff equation is used to calculate molecular weight of particles in dilute solutions under the condition that they are spherical in shape and there existence considerable interaction among the particle and solvent molecules. Van 't Hoff equation is pi is equal to CRT, where C is the concentration of solute particles expressed in gram per liter, replacing C with C divided by M in equation. Pi is equal to C divided by MRT and pi is divided by C is equal to RT divided by M. Pi is the osmotic pressure exerted by colloidal particle. C is the concentration of solute. R is the molar gas constant. T is the absolute temperature. Next property is